Hello, my name is Gordon De Silva and I'm an accountant just like you. I have been an accountant for over 30 years and so I am painfully aware of some of the frustrations that many accountants in practice will face in the UK. And in fact, from talking to my colleagues in the accountancy profession around the world, I also know that these are frustrations that are faced by accountants around the globe. Now, these frustrations may be frustrations with your staff, maybe frustrations with your partners, maybe frustrations with your income levels, maybe frustrations with getting the right type of clients that appreciate the hard work you do. No one knows more than me the hard work we put in to delivering extraordinary value to our clients. And sometimes that work goes unappreciated, doesn't it? And I understand that, and which is why I'm here to help. One of the things I do as a business mentor is I specialize in mentoring accountants just like you in practice. The reason I do that is because over the 30 odd years I've been in practice, I have conquered many of the challenges that accountants face. I've been able to grow my income significantly. We've been able to get significant profits, and our profitability is some of the highest in the industry. We've had to conquer the staff issues, although that continues to be a challenge, without a question. We've conquered the ability to attract the right type of clients, and I know that I wouldn't have achieved all of that with the ease and speed I did without some of the mentors and client, and I wouldn't have achieved, and I know I wouldn't have achieved anything like that at the speed I did without having mentors and coaches and people to help me and act as a soundboard for me all those years ago and through my development. And I'd like to do the same for you if you feel that the need might be right and there might be some synergy between us. Now, there are a couple of things you need to know about what the mentor program that I offer entails. The first thing you need to know, of course, is that I am not an ordinary accountant, and I will not accept ordinary things when we work together. I would be encouraging you to stretch yourself, to go beyond what you think is possible, because I know what's possible for you, and I know there's greater things in store if you just reach high enough to get it. You also need to know that I'm a straight talker. There's no beating around the bush. There's no being the nice guy. I'm going to talk to you straight. I don't know if you watched a program by the BBC called Doctor in the House, and he spends more time with his patients because doctors only have 7 minutes or so to spend with their patients. He spends a whole weekend with them and follows up and so on. And because he follows up and spends a bit more time, he also has to straight talk. He can't pussyfoot around. He can't be gentle with them. To get the impact he needs to get with his patients, he needs to be direct. He needs to be the critical friend and just say, look, that's not the way I see it. I think you're doing something wrong. I think you could do something better. Let's try this. Are you willing to try that? Now, if the patients aren't willing to try it, then obviously he doesn't take it forward. But usually it's the patients that lead him to those conclusions. And by talking, you and I will understand where our limits are, where our boundaries are, and I will only ask from you things that I believe you're willing to do, and I will only ask you to act on and implement the things that you agree to implement. If you don't agree to implement them, then we don't implement them. But we do need to find some common ground where we implement certain things every month to make sure that you develop as a business to conquer the frustrations we talked about earlier, some or all of them. Now, one of the things that we do need to talk about is how we begin to work together, and there's a couple of stages to do that. The first step is to complete the form on this page. It's a form that asks a few questions. There are some searching questions in here, but nothing significant, nothing that's going to give away anything confidential. Just some searching questions to identify what your challenges are. You will offer me your telephone number, and we'll pick a time to speak for 10 minutes. That's all I'm going to ask of you in the initial stages. I'm not going to ask any more because I know that we don't have a huge amount of time, either you or me, to do this. We want to find out in a very short space of time whether there is a chance of some synergy. Now, if there is, I'm going to offer you a impact session, and the impact session I will offer you is going to be fast-paced, solutions-based, and I suspect you'll never have come across anything like it before. We'll ask you some questions, we'll do some research on your firm, and we will deliver to you. And it may, depending on where you are in the UK, I may be able to deliver that one-to-one, face-to-face, or I may just deliver it online. Whichever it is, I guarantee it's going to be a powerful session for you. The session may last anything from 30 minutes to 2 hours. The reason there is that time span is if in the first 30 minutes we're not getting into a relationship that's one of trust and openness, then I suspect it'll only be 30 minutes because there's no point continuing if there is no bond between us. So we need to build that bond quickly with honesty and openness. Now, if we do carry on for a couple of hours, I guarantee that it will be quite a powerful session for you. I normally charge £2,000 for that session, but if you fill this in and you do it before the next 30 days, then I will offer it to you for a absolutely knocked down fee of £150. And the £150 is a token to just understand that we're not wasting each other's time. I will deliver to you far more than £150 worth, and you will begin to value that in far more than £150 worth. If we don't bond in the first half an hour, you can have that money back, and in fact I'll give you an extra £50 for your trouble. So I just want to make sure that we have that clear understanding when we get into this impact session, that the goal is to have an impact on your business. And I'm going to be looking at your responses, your reactions to the things we talk about, and how open you are with me, and you can gauge how open I am with you, how honest and straight and understanding I am with you, so that we can build that bond quickly. So if all of that sounds like the thing you want to do, you want to look at a mentor type relationship, the mentor relationship I have is slightly different to what you would expect. Now, normally mentors don't get involved. They don't offer advice, they don't offer solutions, and they just act as a sounding board, a critical friend, someone to bounce ideas off. Of course, we do all of that, but I couldn't stop at that. If I had the answer for something that you had a problem with, I would have to offer it to you. I would have to give you that opportunity to learn what I've learned, to implement what I've implemented, to have the success that I have enjoyed by doing the things I've done. So my blend of mentorship is a blend of consulting, where I give you some solutions. It'll be some coaching, where I'll be encouraging you to reach high, to reach your potential, and of course mentorship, which will be the sounding board, the critical friend, and someone to bounce ideas off, to hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do to build your firm. Now, hopefully all of that makes sense. If that's the case, fill in the form. I think it's on my left here, or on your right, and you will notice that there's a few questions to answer. Once you click submit and your phone number, somebody will call you to make an appointment for a 10-minute call between us, or we'll send you a link to make that appointment, and we'll get started. I look forward to meeting you on that 10-minute call. Until we speak, all the best. Goodbye.